And in saying that, around boundaries in regards to technology, I know a lot of families that will have time restraints. You're only allowed 40 minutes on the tech, or actually we're only going to have 20 minutes of screen time, or whatever that looks like. It's also quite sensible to say these are the sites we're going to use, and be quite critical about that. I know a lot of parents try to stay within that YouTube kids kind of realm. They feel a lot safer in that space. For me personally, I would still say that needs some supervision. Poor old Peppa Pig has been known to drink bleach. So, I don't know who's creating this content, but it's harmful. It's harmful for our children. So people should never be trying to drink bleach. So just being mindful too that even though it is on a platform that you think is for kids, and you would make assumptions that it's safe, that's not always the case. So maybe spending a little bit of time sitting alongside your tamariki, viewing what they're viewing, having conversations about, actually this is okay for us to watch. We might watch Bluey because she shares really beautiful messages, but we're not actually going to watch this anymore because I don't know if it's always safe. You had to be quite a critical consumer, I suppose, in what you're going to allow. As Lynn said, we've seen lots of different things over the years, and I would definitely say that I would keep reinforcing to whānau that restrictions on games are placed there for a reason. Had many young tamaiti openly having conversations about playing games like Grand Theft Auto at the age of 5, 6, 7. That is a R18 game. It's restricted for people over 18 years old, and for very good reason. So just even if our tamariki really want to engage with these games because maybe other people are playing them and that's what's cool, and you really want to fit in, the parenting bit is really challenging and it's really hard, but we do need to maintain the boundaries. Boundaries will keep our tamariki safe, boundaries around their body, boundaries around what they will consume, maybe how frequently they'll consume it. That's kind of our role, even though it's not always easy.
So many conversations. Parents can control what goes on in your own home, your own family. But as soon as children are growing up and going to school, that opens up their world. The birthday parties, the play dates, the sleepovers, and families have different boundaries of what's okay and what's not okay. So lots of conversations.
Definitely, when we talk about like that transition of te kura, like a lot of the time, they have these free-spirited preschoolers that in some centres will actually play under a sprinkler with not a lot of clothes on, and that's okay. That's okay in that setting. You get te kura, and then sometimes the sprinkler or a hose might come out on a really hot day, and then all of a sudden you've got to keep all your clothes on. Like it can be quite challenging for them to understand. So 2 months ago, I was at preschool and I could do this. I could run around in my undies under the sprinkler and nobody was overly distressed. But I've come to kura now, and all of a sudden I've got to keep I've got to change my clothes and I've got to put my togs on before I can get wet. And this process is actually quite tricky because I don't even know how to tie my own shoelaces. So lots of complexities. How are we preparing our children to be successful in regards to that type of play? So, so many conversations. When we go to kura, we're going to wear our togs when we go under the sprinkler. And actually, when we're getting dressed in our togs, we're not going to stand around looking at everybody like we do at our own whare. Because if you're anything like our house, the kids are like always staring at bodies. They find it fascinating. My children are like, Mum, what's going on over there? And I'm like, please don't ask this question to another adult ever. Another boundary. Like, yes, we can talk about my body because you're my child and we can do that in the comfort of our own home. But please don't ever ask that to your teacher or some other adult in your space. Like simple things like, Mum, why is that hair growing under your chin? I'm like, I'm getting old. Don't ever ask anybody else that outside of the vicinity of this space because it will make them feel really uncomfortable and embarrassed.
And what's beautiful about that example is that it's the adults stepping up and taking responsibility for the boundaries. That's how kids learn. That's how children learn, isn't it? And
by shaming their parents.
Kids need safe adults that they can I was just thinking, kids adapt really well, providing that the adults in their world are really clear. They kind of learn quickly that what's okay at dad's place might be different to what's okay at mum's place. That might be different again to what's okay at nana's place. In terms of where you can tell the jokes, when you can ask the questions, but they'll be looking for the adults in their lives to put those safe boundaries and to put some direction there as well.